Welcome to the Relationship Smith Show. We are live tonight. We're taking your calls. If you have any questions about relationships that you're in, relationships you've had, they could be romantic relationships, work relationships, family, friends. If you have any questions, give us a call. The phone number is 412-254-4829.
You're gone, Hammer.
Yeah, there he goes.
It's the crackling. Once you hear the crackling, it leads up to it.
All right. You there?
Oh,
Yep.
There he is.
Cool. Whenever we go, just you guys can talk.
I think we can handle that.
Yeah. So yeah, we might be cutting it short tonight. It looks like of all the problems I've been chasing down with my connection, it might be something bigger than a whole new computer could fix. So again, give us a call, 412-254-4829. We are looking to talk to you tonight about whatever you have going on. So I know we already have some callers, or we have some watchers. So if you have questions, let us know. If not, we're gonna kind of get into the show. Something we did last week. What did we do? Well, we didn't last week. We played a video game that we thought would be fun. If you're here for that, we're not doing that tonight. Sorry. But the week before that, we did a show where we had Josh was remote on vacation with his family, and he went somewhere very special. I don't know if you want to lead up an intro into this, Josh, about what transpired or what video you're going to show us. But let's go with it.
I don't think that it really needs much of a setup. I think that we can probably jump right in.
All right, cool. Let's see what you did.
I'm scared. What is going on?
Here we go.
Oh, nice.
And copyright strike.
You can edit out the beginning. Who cares? So it's recording now. Recording has started. Don't say fuck, twat, titty, boobs, fart, or anything like that.
You got it.
Over the course of a warm, late summer week in the 1980s, on a sleepy little island off the coast of Virginia, something truly magical happened to Nathaniel, the relationship smith himself. Join us for this special report.
Did you go to Fiverr and get a voice actor?
Yeah, I am got a special report here on location. This is the Surfside Golf Course in Chincoteague, Virginia, and
It's a good
Hammer,
place.
is this was this just a fling, or was this actual the loss of the virginity here?
It was the loss of the virginity. That was
There it
that
is.
was where, yeah.
Hammer's
there.
fuck shack was right around
Yeah.
here someplace.
It was near. So there's a building, and it was. I remembered as a smaller building, like one story. And there was a golf shed near it. So where you stand, I looked at the stuff on Google. If you were there, like you'd want to be under the deck. I think that used to be where they used to give the golf balls out, and then I can't. Can you show the front of the building? It's not that. It's not that. It was.
No?
That's way too new. We're talking mid '80s. That thing's 10 years old tops.
Okay,
Look at
let's go back
look
to
at the front. No, look at the front of the building.
We're gonna walk back there now. Here we go.
Yeah. So this was a week that I spent with my family on vacation as a teenager, and I completely blew them off for the entire week to talk to this girl. She was cool, no doubt about it. And then, so like right there where you pick up the golf balls, I hung out standing where those people are standing right now, and talked to her for like a week. And then on my last day there was a little shed to the right of where the people are getting their golf balls to start golfing.
Garfing.
Garfing. I'm verklempt. I can't even speak. It was a life-changing
This is
moment.
amazing. I'm on board for this. I'm all for this. Okay, go on.
All right, let's go up under the thing. Don't talk. Don't find out if she's working there now.
I can't, because I can
Yeah.
give you an update. The original owners sold this place about 15 years ago to another family, and the original owner is now apparently in Miami, retired there, and actually I was told that there may be somebody here who could give me some more information on any relatives that remain, and I see that he is now in the building. So if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to go find out.
You're insane. I love this. Again, if there happens to be a 40-year-old daughter, my name
Hello, Dave.
is Dave.
Hey, how's it going? All right. So I had kind of an odd question. Okay. I've got a friend who visited here about 35 years ago.
40.
And knew some of the original owners. I guess the original owner's granddaughter. Right. We were curious if any of the original family was still around.
No. I got this place 19 years ago, 2004. The granddaughter worked with me for the first year, and then they all moved to Florida.
They all.
What was her name?
Yeah, they're all down in Florida now.
And the granddaughter, does she have any kids or
She's got a kid now.
not a 35-year-old one?
Huh?
Not a 35-year-old
Oh,
one.
no, she's probably 40 now.
Oh shit.
Because 19 years ago, so 19 years ago, she was about 14 or 15.
Okay.
So,
Oh, the granddaughter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Does he remember the granddaughter or mother's name?
The
First name.
granddaughter's First name.
The mom's name
Yeah,
of her?
it's been a long time and he's trying to remember himself. Yeah.
No. No. I
Well, I think he's here right now with me.
Oh, okay.
Let's in there.
Hey. Yeah, I think it's nice to meet you. Thanks for all the info. I loved that place as a kid. Really special memories.
You are not.
And that's what television looked like at that time as well. That was beautiful. Thank you very much. You said you didn't really do much special to it, but it sure felt special.
Well, it was a very special story that you got to tell. So I'm glad that we got to do that here on stream.
So was that a Fiverr, or did you find like a voice AI?
I did a text to voice.
That sounded really good. That's
Sounded
scarily
really
good.
Yeah. They have it's an AI overlay you can use as well. They're doing that with like celebrities, so that way the cadence is a little more smooth instead of that almost borderline like auto tune like feel to it.
Yeah, like I used to do
it's-
with Casey Kasem.
The one I used for that was actually a bit better normally, but I needed it to be slowed down some to make more sense in the context, and so I think that actually. How was that?
That was
Very nice,
I hit my hand. I apologize.
off of what? An hour long?
Yeah, literally, my mic stand.
Oh, I was like, that was a good one.
Yeah, it stung.
Well-
It's okay.
Well, that's the one thing we didn't get into when we did that special where we revisited my first time. We didn't ever talk about your first time, guys. Where were you? How did it go down? How bad did you lie to get there? Did you lie after? Was it just a sweet memory like John Hughes would write about?
Mine was not. Mine was pretty boring. Very drunk. Barely remember.
I'm
Did
excited.
she treat you well? Did she treat you well?
No, not at all.
No, okay.
Yeah,
That's your first time should always be special with someone who treats you well, and I feel bad for you.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
Oh, man.
Zaz.
I was really hoping for like this elaborate story of romance.
I met her at a go-kart place and we fucked in a shed somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
romance.
still is the most amazing thing. And I think the only thing that surpasses how amazing that story actually is the fact that you vacation there right next to it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how far, like geographically, where you're sitting at now as compared to where that location is, but I can't imagine it's anywhere close. It's got to be a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive, which means
More than that.
7.
exactly. So, I mean, hit a bullet with a bullet. Just buy a lottery ticket. Like, that's nuts. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah.
It's maybe Shingatig Island is just magic. Like it is the lost island, but like for finding things or losing virginities or I don't know. But we're not getting off the topic.
No.
You owe us a story. You heard
Oh,
mine.
yeah.
You saw mine.
Oh, yours, yeah. No, mine's. I mean, it's. I wish it was like something profound, but it was like literally just. It was the pre-prom, like this is gonna be the day,
Pre prom?
Yeah, pre-prom. Yeah,
No, you fuck after prom.
yeah. Who said that you're the gatekeeper of when I
That's
do my
what you
thing?
do. That's the rules.
No, some of us want to see everything in the daylight
No,
and be
you have to. You're supposed to be
No.
wild by the dress.
Okay,
It's supposed to be
so-
late at night. You're alone.
Hold on, hold
You're-
on.
Like nobody's keeping an eye on you at 11 o'clock on a Friday night after prom.
Right. So let me because remember again, kids not smart. So you're absolutely correct. I'm not arguing with that. I just want to keep that part of the conversation going for a second. So I was like, obviously nowhere to go to. We weren't going to any parties because both of our families were very strict, right? Like due to one religious and one this kid was in trouble a lot growing up. So the idea was that was the reason for your microphone not working. And so what I did was I talked to a friend and I said, "Hey, I live out in the country, and I was like, if I give you a tent, can you set it up for me out near that farm, that's empty farm near where you live?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." So she went over and she set it up, not knowing that she set the tent up in the back of a church. Like, so there's the church, there's the steeple, and in the back door is a goddamn tent where teenagers are about ready to do something terrible for a very short period of time. And then
Very short.
Very, very short. Painfully short. The point I'm trying to say is, so they set it up. I'm super excited, trying to stay cool, go to pick her up. We go to said tent, and the person, I guess, who owned the farm actually showed up one random day, saw the tent, tore it down, and threw everything in a pile. So what do you think we did? We made use of that pile right there on the pile of tent. And then we went off to prom. So yeah, it was like I said, not a great eventful story, but
No.
I mean it's
you were
no
used.
go-kart. Yeah, I was used. Yeah.
Listen, there were no go-karts. If there were go-karts, that would be an amazing story. It was mini golf.
I mean, you can't bring vehicle like you lead with the awesome. You're like a Michael Bay movie. I mean, essentially, at the age of what were you, like 25 when you lost yours?
I don't know, 13.
Fuck.
No, I was 15, I think. It was between junior and senior high. Do you remember that?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. It's a good
I
time.
can offer a story of one of my friends losing their virginity in lieu of having a good story myself.
Turn your mic up a little bit.
Yeah. Do you want to?
I can try. Let me see here. So, got a friend who graduates a year ahead of
Oh, that's good.
the rest of us, and so he's out of school. This is our senior year, and he makes the mistake of telling us that he and his girlfriend have planned on sleeping with one another for the first time, both in the middle of the day on like a Wednesday. His parents will both be at work, so they're going to be at his house, and he gives us the whole rundown,
Why?
which is a bad idea if your
Yeah.
friends are assholes.
Yeah, it's a bad
So-
idea if your friends are good guys. Like, it just don't.
Perhaps.
Like, that's an after the fact story. Because if anything goes wrong, you can have the best good guy friends in the world. You're getting shit.
Well, things
Anyway.
went wrong.
Oh,
We stopped at the grocery store that he worked at, actually, on the way to his house, instead of going to school. And we picked up a package of hot dogs to distract his dog with. So we got to his house, knew where the extra key was, snuck in through the laundry room, bribed the dog with some hot dogs. And
that was nice.
Yep. Made our way to the room down the hall from his bedroom, which was in the basement, where he kept his guitars and drums. And we hid in there until we heard his car door close and the two of them enter the house. We gave it, I think we timed it to 9.5 minutes. We figured that was the right amount of time.
I wish I could see the formula or your guys as you came up with it. All right, so it's going to take him. He's going to have to pee. Like, you got to pee first. Make sure, like, you don't pee in her. Like, whatever, like, kids were thinking that. And then, you get her close up, figure you're going to make out. Like, yeah.
So minute 9.5, your mic is gone again. And minute 9.5, we plug in the guitars, turn the amps on, and we don't, mind you, neither one of us plays either one of these instruments, and so it is just a catastrophe. Very, very loud. Followed by a lot of loud thumps, and then him running down the hallway, pulling his pants up, and screaming at us, while the two of us laughed hysterically and escaped his wildly swinging arms to get back outside, and we drove away. And heard from him later that eventually it did go well, but it did take some time to get back there, which made us very happy.
That's beautiful.
That's a story of true love, if I ever heard it.
Does that guy still talk to you?
No.
He's the guy in the room with us now.
Yes. Can we get him on the phone?
Yeah. Can you?
It's possible, but I'm not sure it would be.
I would love to hear his side of.
We were friends for a long time after that. That's not the reason that we don't really communicate that much anymore.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Zaz knows who it is. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the
Your
wildly
mic is
swinging.
gone, by the way.
Your mic is gone. Yeah. It was the wildly swinging arms that gave it away.
Yeah, it does.
Was there a tent involved?
It was actually odd story. That's how Josh and I met. Oh man.
Your
I'm
mic
gonna
is
sell your
gone again,
microphone.
but yeah. So the story is, I was just laying down inside this tent. It was burned up pretty bad, but
Oh no, the tent wasn't burnt. It was literally the tent was set up, and whomever's farm that was, it driven by.
no,
They-
Droven, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Drove. They they pulled it out and threw it into a pile. Like, get out of here, kids. Like, they were kind enough to be like, listen, they're gonna come back, but realize they can't camp out here. They didn't realize that we had no intention of staying overnight. That tent was gonna be used for every bit of 60 seconds. Oh, like we straight up lost Hammer, didn't we? Oh no, there he is. He
Yeah,
moved.
he's still moving, kind of.
I thought it froze. Like he was so still.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Like, it seems like you guys don't stop, so these connections are good.
Yeah, no. We're just
That's
Yeah.
another odd thing.
Stops and it's random. Like for something in Windows is killing it, or so before I thought it was network, but
You should try voice meter. You're gone again.
good lord. So how would you rate the cuckold game?
It has potential. As
Yeah.
it stands now, there is a lot of story that's built in about C wording.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if we can say it on T word. So it starts.
Why wouldn't you be able to say the C word? Is that considered a nomenclature of some sort?
Oh, that's why we couldn't have it in the title. I thought it was banned completely.
Oh, that makes sense. No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. But I mean, you've got two kids, both of whom are of color. You and your wife are not. And the gentleman who is cuckolding you stands menacingly at the end of the bed, and then stays there for as many days as, like, that's it. I mean, it's implied, but then the door is locked.
you don't get to see it. You know.
Hey, there he is.
Like, yeah, you don't hear it. I switched the power and jack to my Rodecaster. I'll see if it's a USB port. I think Dell just releases computers with crappy USB-C ports, really. But yeah, the thing was, I will say this: I think there was potential in the game, but I think they got lazy with the writing. There was some really good, fun moments. They pushed the envelope way too far sometimes, but they pushed it. The game, I mean, I don't know what engine it was built on. It was GTA feeling.
Leisure Suit Larry engine.
Yeah, it moved faster than Leisure ever has, I think. There was good humor there. I think that, but the thing was, Cuckold was a very minor part of the simulator. The rest was go to work, get cash, pay this, find guy, get past, get in VIP room. You could have ripped the Cuckold thing out, and you would have lost like 4 jokes.
And none of that mattered. Like, you just went to work and you just hit the work button, and then you made some money, and then you just kept doing that until you made enough money to go to the club, and there was nothing else to it.
Most of the NPCs were mannequins that didn't move.
Well, that's a
No-
shame.
No faces. Yeah.
So
I
you
would
don't
lo-
get any kind of like Xbox achievement awards for this. Like it's just strictly you walk in and there's a couple sprites and you call it a day.
I think they built it out to be like 2.5, 3 hours long, just through fetch questy stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't fill in anything around it. That like you're getting cuckolded and you have to go do something to get a girl, which is odd. I think if they would have built more around it, like the black guy's bold dad, you had a older black son who didn't respect you, and that was it really. You had black babies running around, and then the race thing just kind of like gets stale and boring.
It just beats you over the
I
head with
get-
it. Yeah.
I get you're
okay.
making a racist joke, haha. But like
Yeah.
then like get more fun into the cuckolding thing. Like try to find her a better bowl, or like play that into the scenarios a little bit instead of I just need to get money to get girl to go to Chinatown to go and then maybe I'll get something. He also collects pops, which is hilarious because as you know, anybody who collects pops bobbleheads is probably a cuckold. Also, here's the best thing. And we forgot all about this, Josh. In game, you can get on your computer. And when you get on a computer, guess what website it goes to? And by the way, I mean really goes to. It's really that
It's an
website you're browsing to.
in-game browser, yeah, that works for real.
What do you think website would pop up?
Talking to me?
Yeah, you motherfucker.
Pornhub?
You would think that. I think my guess was Pornhub. No, it's
Web
Reddit.
Weeble.
Yeah. It's
Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's funny. Okay, that's really funny.
And
How
it's
is it such?
live.
That
We
is a
looked up-
really well thought out joke, and the
Yes.
rest is garbage jokes. What the
Yeah,
hell are
there's
you?
some other thought out decent jokes. They're not entirely without. Like the kid, he's really into some YouTuber, and I think there's a joke in there somewhere.
Amaranth, when he
Yeah.
turns on the TV, it goes to YouTube and it shows her channel. And it just stays.
That's really funny.
So like, there's stuff there, and I wish they would just like. I wonder if somebody, hey, have them do that. Have it be Redded, like, and that's funny. So like,
Shit,
yeah,
dude.
we thought about forcing you to log in through it and sending
Yeah.
and reading messages via the cuckold simulator.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Very meta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to read this real quick because this
Yeah,
person
sure.
deleted their account. I, 26-year-old female, found explicit porn on my boyfriend's 5 years phone. He said a friend sent it to him. I know just because they deleted.
How
this,
is that better?
Uh,
No, like how is it better? Oh, a friend sent me that explicit porn. Like, how is that
That's-
better?
I can't imagine why he doesn't want to be open and honest with you. That was the top response. Oh, this is beautiful.
Did I write that? I wrote that, didn't I?
It does sound like something you would say. This is the Oublier who wrote that. Oublier. Anyway, my boyfriend had been on a lad chat since I've known him.
Oh, they must be Swedish.
In the past, we've had huge arguments about it and its content, jokes put in there, which is totally unacceptable behavior for any grown adult. Wow. Especially as many of the men in there are married with kids. We have worked really hard the last 5 years on building trust, going to couples therapy as well as individual therapy, and giving us a real shot. Wow. Oof. We have been living together a few years. In the last year, we've had last year and a half has been wonderful. Communicative, and honest, very different from the start of a relationship. I recently found 4 porn videos in his phone gallery of the same scene.
Wow.
4 of the same scene. Okay, guys. The metadata, I love it when people use that word, said that they had been downloaded from a WhatsApp chat when he was on the train home from a work trip. This is some serious research, guys. Like, she's cross-referencing time and location.
Sorry. Somebody
No.
chat.
Yeah. We have talked about porn before openly. I have said I wouldn't be okay with him watching it unless it was with me during intimacy, or if he is watching it on his own, to let me know so we could talk through it. The reasons why he feels the need for it in a relationship. When questioned about it, he said one of his married friends said it on the lad chat. please stop calling it the lad chat. Is that a normal thing? I'm sorry, I don't want to
I
be.
think it's a
culturally
thing,
dismissive.
but not
Okay.
necessarily American. Like you get your high school friends, and you just. I'm sure we all do similar versions of it, but I think that's more of a we got to get on the lad chat tonight. Like it's more of a thing. It's formalized.
Gotcha. So let me kind of get to the end. I'm fairly panicked because of the reaction to this. I feel like I feel the following. If what he
Hey,
said
real
was
quick, Mr. Hawks, do you want to call in and talk to us? We'll gladly talk to you in a little bit about your breakup a week ago. Let's Zaz go through the story, and you could call the number right below there, 412-254-4829, if you'd like to call in. Zaz, go ahead, finish the story real quick, if you could.
Yeah, I'm fairly panicked because of the reaction to this. I feel like the following: if what he said was true, why didn't he just tell me? Why did he delete the message? We're very open and honest about everything.
No, you're not.
B, taking the normal the moral standing of not telling his friend's wife was very worrying. I feel like she deserves to know. She is going to tell the wife of, oh boy. This would also make me feel like that would cover his friends for anything, cheating, etc., and they would do the same for him. If what he said is totally fabricated, which it seems likely, this is just a huge palaver to create, when he would have just admitted to downloading porn for himself and why. The ongoing issues with that group chat continues. I don't think it's something I'll ever be okay with. At this point, I'm wondering whether to leave the relationship and give up, as my boundaries have been crossed so many times. So, yeah, this is...
So there's so many problems. If you want to answer on this, there's so many problems that they've already had, they've gone through, and it doesn't seem like they've been together extremely long. The therapies and all that stuff. And the one thing she hasn't learned in therapy that if she doesn't trust him, it's never going to work. So she's going through his privacy. Yes, they had the problems, and he managed to act like he didn't like porn for a couple of years or hide it really well enough, and then she finally catches it. Of course, he lies. I'm not saying that's an appropriate response either, but the thing was he didn't actually change.
Yeah.
And she never built trust from him. Yeah, I would say if they're in counseling and she's not learning lessons like about trust, it probably should be over.
Yeah.
She
did ask. She genuinely, I mean, so her mindset is that this is not a normal thing. So, I mean, again, we always try to see things on, both sides, both angles. And her question was, she goes, honest question, this is genuine. Is everyone in relationships now running around watching porn on the side? Which I would say
not everyone. A lot of people.
Not
There are a lot of
everyone.
relationships. Mr. Hawks, if one of you guys want to read what he's typing in chat instead of having him call in, if you guys can do that, or no?
Yeah, sure. Are we okay? And relationship anymore? We broke up almost a week ago. Worst timing too. I don't know if I want to call. Do you mind if I give you guys a summary? Of course. Yeah, feel free.
It's not that I don't want to read it. It just sounds stupid to the watcher if I read and answer.
No,
It's
it's
if
not a
you
problem.
don't mind. But yeah, I think there is a benefit of the doubt on that post you read, but it keeps like their problems continue. And I know they had a nice spot after some therapy. Go back and then honestly ask yourselves. He has to answer if he's really going to change. She has to answer if she can make some wiggle room on her ideas of porn. She doesn't have to give up her morals if she's not into it. And she's expressed it clearly a number of times, I'm assuming, and he's agreed to it. That's the other thing. If he's agreed and he's fallen back on his promise, he needs to recognize that. He needs to say whether he can change or not. Seems like he can't. But maybe you go to therapy, last time or three, and get some actual real truth out there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like they have two different sets of morals, and she wants him to abide by hers, and she sounds like she generally like, wait, this is a normal thing. Very confused by that, and she doesn't want to change. And
I don't like the control behind. You can't put this in your mind. You can't use your eyes to look at this. You can't use your device to. I don't like that level of control. But he agreed to it. Is the thing. Like when he got in and she said, "This is important to me. This means something to me." And he said, "Okay, I won't do it." At that point, that's him agreeing and him not sticking to the agreement of the relationship, and that's breaking trust. Yeah. She's not wrong in not trusting him. I'm not saying that at all, but her lack of trust is the indicator that the relationship will probably not work out in the long run.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Hawks here is typing. We'll let him go ahead and type and tell us what's going on. So yeah, that's an interesting one, and I run into it more often than you'd think. I think there are a lot of, it's often women, but there are guys who have problems with women masturbating and looking at porn on their own, and them not being included. It does happen both ways. I'm seeing it a fair amount. And it really comes down to, if you are a guy who likes porn, that's okay. You can do that. You cannot be with somebody who doesn't like guys who watch porn. You can't fake it. You can't lie your way out of it. You can't just stop and not be okay with it. You have to be realistic of your own ability to not do something you've probably enjoyed for years before you met this person. And again, I'm not just saying guys. I know I just said guys, but the reality of it is guys equal people in this sentence, that you have to know who you are and don't hide it. It's that honesty thing from the start. Yes, I like porn and I masturbate, and I won't stop doing that for you. So goodbye if that means goodbye.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for her having wasted time on this, on what he thought he could do, if that's where this ultimately leads.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh shoot. Well, I guess that would explain why I didn't see anything. Hawks is
Were
may
you
still be
at
up?
those?
No, I'm was going to respond to a message, and then while also looking for another one, and then checking on Hawks to see how he's doing over there.
You know what? Maybe he's not watching the video. Let's type a response.
That's what I did.
I didn't see your response to his response.
Oh,
Like, it's response inception. Here. Would you stop typing while I'm typing?
Oh, that was crazy. It was literally at the exact second. Nice.
Ugh. We are good, man. We should hug next time we see each other.
We should. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's been several years.
I'm gonna hug my nuts right up against yours.
Oh, it's gonna be that awkward thing. You know that when people press into you and like the front part, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is clearly, yeah. Do that with just the nuts. Just the nuts. Anyway.
I'm gonna film it.
Yeah.
And then make a whole documentary series on it, Josh.
For those of you who didn't see it at the beginning of the show, don't rewind. You can watch it later, and I'm sure we'll clip it out. Josh went to the place where I lost my virginity and filmed a little mini documentary, interviewing the current owner, who thankfully is not my son or some other person with information about something I had done as a child. If you are interested in calling in to our show, we are live. It is Thursday night. The phone number is 412-254-4829. The number scrolling on the bottom of your screen. If you have relationship questions about anything, please feel free to give us a call. We do want to talk to you, and we are very serious, and we will treat your call with respect. So looking forward to it. And hey, it looks like switching ports for my microphone.
I was gonna say, can we comment on how you've not been buzzing or anything, and we just jinxed it.
So anybody with a Dell, I'm sorry about your USB port on the right side of your computer.
The singer?
Adele?
Yeah.
Man, we could probably get into some relationship topics about her, but and also anybody watching, we did a live stream without Zaz last week. The cuck something simulator. So I have to shorten that word. So can we say that? No. Damn it.
I need a list of things we can't say before we really burn.
They don't tell you, right? I thought Twitch is like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're banned.
And then they banned themselves for saying the MF word.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I took. I almost named the politician's name. Never mind. Nope.
Give us another one. Wait. I hope we didn't lose Mr. Hawk. Or I hope he's typing something longer. And
we responded pretty quickly. I mean, you noticed, and as soon as you noticed,
I hope he's still comfortable enough talking or asking, or if he's reaching out after a week, it's probably still pretty fresh and raw.
And for Mr. Hawk and anybody else, we also have the Discord open. It's the Relationship Smith in Discord, and that's available as well.
So this one is my ex has been nonstop posting about me. I'm a male. I need a male perspective on this. My ex has been posting about me on social media for the past 4 months. We have been no contact this entire time. I have not reached out or posted about him at all. Yes, I know he's doing it because he thinks I'm looking. I am, but that's honesty. I have given him no response or reaction. The types of things he posted are 1, making fun of my looks without posting my face. Jesus Christ. Two things
Are
I
there
said.
ages? Are there ages on this post?
He is 35. She is 36.
You fucking
yes,
kidding me?
I sent them a message. I was like, I want to dig into that. I think
Yeah.
you want to dig into that. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
Things I said 4 years ago that upset him, and he will post about it with no context, so people don't know what he's talking about. Which, that's clever. Calling me inbred. Oh, I don't even know if I can even complete this. I'm just gonna say I'm reading. Okay, Twitch. I'm just gonna read what she wrote. Okay, can we just make an agreement? This is okay. Sorry, Hammer, ahead of time.
You can censor what you have to censor as well. Don't put yourself in that position.
Calling me
feel free.
inbred. She said, calling me inbred. I am, and she inserts the rates here. And I told him a long time ago that there was some cousin marriages in my family. And even though I expressed my disgust in that, he didn't make fun of it at the time, but he's doing it now. Among other things, men, what is wrong with him? Why doesn't he just go to therapy like a normal person instead of indirectly harassing me online? He has a history with this. So nobody responded. That was 3 hours ago. How is this like a?
Sometimes, I mean, I think it's also the older you are in some posts, the less likely the kids are going to care and click on it, and it's a younger crowd. There are obviously people way older than me on Reddit, but are they reading Reddit right now?
Yeah. So I sent them a message, but Hammer, if you don't mind, sorry, Nathaniel, I'm gonna send this link specifically, so maybe you reach out later and just post it because there's no responses. I mean, this is crazy to me.
Yeah, please. And then I'll also check the messages tomorrow and see what we can do. Hopefully they call in. I think that's definitely an interesting one.
Yeah. No comment on it though.
All right,
Yes.
Oh hey. Oh wait. Nope. Hawk responded.
All right. Yeah. Let's go with Mr. Hawk there.
Okay. Also, after a bunch. Okay. So also after that, a bunch of. Oh, you got that. Wow. Look at you, Josh, with the technology.
I love it. I'm loving it. Not necessarily what we're about to read here, but go ahead. One of you guys read it out.
Okay, yeah. After a bunch of current events happened to me, like my room at college got vandalized by an asshole roommate. Oh,
wait. He had another message. Wait, pause. He had another message that didn't go through.
Okay.
That might have got blocked by.
Take that down, Josh. We'll use the magic of technology to make that in chronological order.
We could do this.
Yeah. So while he's typing that, did you want to respond to the? Oh, never mind. Josh, eyes up. So basically, the past summer, my girlfriend and I, her name is Cameron. We were doing long distance. I'm in college, and we started dating in late February. We had like 3 months together and 2 months away from each other. Really, I had a job in Hershey, and she lived in Florida. I always made time for her out of my day on FaceTime and call and gave her space when needed. But during the relationship, she told me like 4 different times in different way how also at
What? Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if that was complete or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that was complete. I'll just jump to the next one.
Is it just shortening him too as well? Like he types a big.
It might be cut. I think, yeah.
Right,
how
cool,
she?
cool,
Okay, there we go. How she felt. She didn't feel connected to me as future husband, and with this, she couldn't stop thinking about it. First time, couldn't stop thinking about it. The first time we almost broke up is when we were about to, and then we'll pick up from also. Also, this is the bad. That a bunch of current events happened to me, like my roommates at college my roommate got vandalized by my asshole roommates, and I had to find a new place to live along with a breakup right after 2 days. And then my grandpa, oh geez, man, I'm sorry. I felt like everything is coming crashing down. 1 week before I was about to go back into town, she buys me Drake tickets and saying all the fun things we will do. And when we see each other, so sorority rush starts, and she starts to change. She becomes distant in the phone for 3 days. And we ended because of the same reason. And it didn't give me an idea of what exactly it was, what I've told you.
Because the reason being, if I, again, this is disjointed, so please ignore if I'm off here, or correct me, not ignore. it sounds like that previously she likes you, but she doesn't see a future husband sort of thing with you. And so she breaks it off, but she likes you, or whatever moment she comes back, you're going through some crap, and it's nice to have, it's like you're trying to fit the best analogy I can. You're in a fast moving river, and you're just trying to swim to hold on to something. And she, who has already hurt you, comes back and, offers you a hand some way out of the raging rapids, and you grab onto it, and then she does it again. That's the worst part. Like, she knows that you're very vulnerable, and I don't know if that's why she came back, but certainly I'm sure you told her what's going on with your grandfather, with your roommate, and she knows what she just put you through. To do that the second time, I think that's something that you shouldn't forgive. It's I know it's when you miss somebody, you want to grab and reach out and win them back and fix things, but man, the way she's treating you, you didn't tell her. You got to. That's part of the communication thing. Like, hey, my life's falling apart. Thank you for being here. At the very least, you don't have to use this guilt to keep her around, but it's too late now. But even then, she still did it twice. So it's that, I use this advice often on Reddit, is you don't run towards somebody that's not running towards you. And I get that you really like her, but the way she's treating you is not okay. Like, that's something you should be offended by. That should get her off your list of people that you would consider dating. I think, usually it's, you see it a lot, is, hey, we were in this relationship, into her, and I get that you're into her and you're feeling these feelings, and they're very real. You'll get there, man. It's gonna suck. You're gonna get there. Like the room thing is horrible. Your roommates are horrible.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Lean on the college to get you what you need to get stabilized as soon as possible. Use your counselors. Tell them that, on the college level, the relationship thing can be thrown in there, but you need a stable place to land, and they need to get that done. That was, wait, she was on the phone. Oh, she got you tickets on the phone, and then she starts acting different. I see. I'm not telling you not to talk to her, but what's the best result that could happen is she wants you back, but she's still the girl that can do this to you. She's still flaky. She's still not sure and seeing the future. So I worry that you talk to her, maybe you get back together, and she does this again. She's capable of hurting you like this is my advice. I don't know, Zaz, if you have some thoughts on this.
I mean, I wouldn't say anything go as far as drastic as like breaking it off, but it's like, just communicating like where he's at. Like, hey man, I'm going through some shit right now. Distance isn't going to hurt anybody. I mean, if there's something there, she'll come to you and she'll sense that you need some help, because it sounds like you've been through a world of shit. Like,
yeah, well, remember the last bit of the last message is we ended because of some reason, the same reason. So it's over now. Like, she ended it, right? As I'm understanding it. And yeah, I get you wanting to talk to her, and I don't believe in closure. Closure's not a thing. There's nothing she could say besides we're getting back together that will make you feel better. And even then, you're going to remember all that she just, these breakups and what she put you through. That's hard to get over, especially when it happens that early. Yeah, your mom's right. My mom tells me how I shouldn't go back to someone who doesn't feel the same way I feel when I buy her flowers and stuff, randomly give her Starbucks and stuff. That's fairly true. You want somebody who's as into you as you are into them. 100%. I don't care how pretty she is and how nice and smart she is. She still has to treat you the way you like to treat people, the way you want to interact with the world. If she's not giving you that, it's you going back because of love, and love is never a good reason to be miserable. Yeah. That is good advice. However, people need to treat you the way you want to be treated. It's not an option. When you make up your list of what you like in a girl, blonde hair, long hair, likes this band, is into science, whatever your lists are, things you would like to have in a girlfriend, one of the things on that list should always be likes me as much as I like her. It should always be somebody who runs towards me as much as I run towards them, because you'll see it all around you. This guy's chasing after a girl and she doesn't want him, and he wastes so much time, and she's never going to turn around and come back to him, at least in any real meaningful way that sticks or ends in happiness. So you got to put that on your list. Like, any girl that I want has to also want me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying as a protection, but it will protect you.
Foundation is where that is.
What's that, Josh? You're a little.
Whisper.
That's where the foundation is.
Yeah.
That you both like each other equally.
Yeah,
You
it's
build from there. You have to have that. There's no way around.
yeah. You're never like in Hollywood and movies. You always see the guy convincing the girl that he's the right person for her, or that he can give me a shot and it works out. Well, so I remember that feeling very well. In fact, one of you guys want to read it?
Yeah, I just hate the image of seeing her with another dude doing stuff we did. Like, I have graphic dreams about it. It makes me sick to my stomach because I wanted to work with us so much. That is right there the quintessential thing. I think that after a breakup, or even when you're even taking a break ish, that right there, you've just hit the nail on the head, is the worst nightmare.
It's the
Any
worst.
guy, person, I guess. I don't know if
fucking
females.
worst.
Because your
You'll
brain
wake
is,
up.
yeah.
It'll wake you up in a cold sweat screaming.
Yep.
It's worse than a monster dream, or like the word, it's a nightmare for real.
Yeah.
Even after the breakup. And boy, do
Your
you have
brain
any
really
advice
loves
for
to-
dealing with it, like, because I don't.
Your
It's
brain will
going to
put your
happen.
significant others in very creative situations and going, they're doing this, and it's the worst. My thing I used to do was like just work my ass off. Whatever I was doing at the time, at my job, I just would get buried in it because I had to turn that brain thing off because it would eat me alive. I mean, stress you out, make you worse, and you get sick from it.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm sure you've heard this advice. I've been given it for a long time, and then I started hearing people like my mom gave me that advice. I heard that advice from everybody else. Everybody's telling me that. Work on yourself. I know right now you're working on just having a warm bed to be able to go to college and get an education, but the work on yourself part, I don't care if it's picking up a guitar and learning some new chords that you didn't know before, learning your first chord. I don't care if it's going out and getting like a new outfit, you dress a new way. I don't care if it's taking vocal lessons. Whatever it is, whatever you're into, whatever you always wanted to do, now is the time to take all that negative giant ball of energy of self-destructive and angst and anger and sadness and just jam it into a project for yourself. Something like get a new haircut, find a good female friend that you trust and go to the mall and say, hey, how should I be dressing? What should my haircut be? Find different ways every day to do something better that you've done before. And if for no other reasons, so that whenever this woman who hurt you like this looks back, she is very upset that she let you go. That's your win. It's that's the gasoline for your win. But the win is no matter what, if you do these things, you're going to be a better person. You're going to let go guitar a little better. You're going to have another skill. You're going to have these things.
And by the time she got a chance to look back and see what she missed out on, you're not thinking about her at all.
You're gonna.
It does take time, though. That's the thing,
yeah.
Hawks. It takes goddamn time, and it might be like a week or two, a month or two. I don't know how long you guys were together. But that stuff, it does take time. And it sounds like a cliche, but I mean, that's the way the brain works. It's going to wait till you're driving by yourself and everything's quiet, and it's going to go, hey, here's a terrible thought. And you're just going to be like, God, and you're going to make that noise. That's the noise.
The deal. Zaz, read the next one. Josh, put it up. Read the next one and tell me this also doesn't mirror exactly what we've all gone through.
It still doesn't feel real, even at the first
right
time.
there.
My phone was like, yep. Go back to bed, and I'm waking up like 5. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. You wake up too early. It feels like I remember during one breakup, I was taking a bath reading and I fell asleep in the tub because I couldn't sleep normally. It was probably, I don't know, 3 p.m. I don't know, but I was just reading because I couldn't do it. I didn't want to be on the couch. I didn't want to be in bed. I'm just reading.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep and I woke up and I swear to God, I thought that the past 2 weeks were all a dream. And this was the reality now. Like it was a break in reality. It hit so hard. The kill yourself thing, I can't talk to you about it. That's therapy stuff, but I know the feeling. Just whatever you do, if you really think you're close enough, call for help, call your friends, surround yourself with people that you love and care about, and call for help. Don't go there. Call the self-help, call the suicide prevention lines. Don't go there. I get that the feeling is there, but this is one person at one moment in time, and you've literally not gone anywhere near where you're going to go in life. You're not even close, and it gets better. That's the bullshit the adults tell you. But man, I can tell you between your age and my age, I've seen some really cool shit. And I've met some really great people. And the first girl I felt that way about, I'm actually friends with her now. Not daily friends, but if we see each other, we say hi, we stop and catch up a little bit. And I never think of her that way. It hurt so much at the time. Now she's just this person who was part of my life. And I've met people that blow her out of the water relationship wise. Not that I'm disrespecting her on that level, but like people that I connected with better, that were more along the lines of what I needed after I learned what I really needed.
And
That doesn't
and
help you get rid of that feeling, but just don't do it.
And she wasn't the only one that happened with, right?
No,
The
No.
other one, the go-kart track, yeah.
no, the go-kart
But-
track, the one.
But specifically, though,
Yeah.
the point that I was trying to get to there is that what we've been saying here for the last 10 minutes is that everybody knows this. This
Yeah.
is a universal feeling. This is something that everybody goes through, and with all the other shit that this guy is got on his plate right now, I get why it's overwhelming. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
the answer isn't that drastic answer there. Like everybody does this, and it sucks, and it sucks
Yeah.
that you're going through it right now. But everybody gets this, and it's going to happen again at some point because you're going to move on from this, and you're going to find somebody else that you get into a relationship with, and it might happen again, and it
Yep.
might happen a third time. But
Yeah, relationships, for early ones don't work for a reason, because you're still finding out what you want in life, and you're finding out what kind of girl you want. And I'm glad you're not feeling that way anymore. And it does suck. One day she's like, "Oh, hey, we're gonna do this, and this is gonna be awesome," and the next day she's like, "No." And here's the thing I'm going to tell you about, and this is going to sound a little sexist, but it's not. Women between the ages of 18 and 25 change a lot. You will too. Men change a lot too. I think women a little bit more. They go and they want to explore and learn, and especially to own the world that they're in, to take over and show who they are and find out who they are and what they can accomplish. Guys do it too. I think it's, like, that's when we realize we don't want to be a fireman. We want to be an IT support technician. Whereas women are like, I don't want to be a mom. I do want to do this job. And they're trying to own their future. So there's a lot of change. And in, a year, she might be a very different person than she told you she was now. Being around a new group of people, and this is also, guys, it's not a man-woman thing. That changes you too. You're learning things from your new groups of friends, from your new groups of enemies. And people change, this is men and women, so much between high school and graduating college. They're not even recognizable. That's why, like, when you see people out of college, you tend to think of them as more adults and worldly, because they're not interested in the next quarter or free keg or whatever's going on. Things change, your priorities change, and that happens at those ages to a lot of people. Honestly, it didn't happen to me till I was 26. So, but it does happen to a lot of people, and those are the prime ages for people to change. Your mom tells you you're more of an emotional person and know what I want, but I can't be with someone who doesn't see a future with someone they are doing it all. So it's okay to be a more emotional person. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. It's okay that you're in touch with your emotions. It's great that you know what you want, but you also have to know, like that point. You if you can't be with someone, if they can't see themselves with you, you have to start working on that part of yourself and say, listen, you'll get there. The waking up early thing, and thinking that reality is not what it is, and the bargaining you're going through mourning is what you're doing. It's the same as when somebody dies. The anger, the sadness, the bargaining, the non-acceptance, everything that you do when somebody dies, it's the same as when you lose a relationship. The relationship died, and you're hurt. You're sad somebody's gone, and a big piece of your life is missing. So if you want to read up on the stages of grief, that might inform you a little bit about some of what you're going through. It won't help get you through it faster, but it'll let you know why you're doing and thinking certain things. So, but you're going to be good. That's the other thing I want to tell you. You're going to be okay. You're going to get that room. That's what a college has to do. You're going to have somewhere to land. Unfortunately, you don't know right now exactly what that'll look like, but you'll get there. You're going to get over her. You're going to have a fantastic, time dating around and finding someone new. And the odds are very good you're going to have a long-term relationship with a happily ever after at some point. So
and before you get there too, you're gonna have a fun time figuring out who you are on the way. That's the most fun. I know that's fucking one of those shitty, like, the fun was really the adventure along the way, but in this case it really is. Like, figuring out who you are and becoming the next version of yourself is a lot of fun, and you can mess around and figure some shit out.
Yeah. I would say right now, if she doesn't want to be with you right now, if she's not acting the way you want to, you go no contact, you block it. One thing though, you said you didn't tell her about all the stuff that was going on, but you sent her a video of your vandalized room, so she knows some of what's going on. Don't write her a coupon to say that's okay to treat me like this now after you know all this stuff, or maybe she broke up with me for it. I get it, but put her in the box she deserves to be in on how she treated you, how she's likely to treat you, and the bad things that you're going through right now as a result of her being in your life. So yeah, I would use that and see if you can go a week with her blocked. Like try that, then turn things back on, see how you're feeling. Usually within a month, you are much stronger and able to move on and rebuild your own independence and wanting to go out. And you might not want to meet somebody or date somebody. You'll be more likely to go out to a social events for a little bit. You'll be more likely to hang out with a friend or two who, you're not too afraid of showing some emotions to. You'll get there. And then in 2 months, honestly, my first girlfriend got married within a year and a half of our breakup. We were together for 4 years. She got married within a year and a half of our breakup. And I knew she was engaged, and when I knew the day she got married, but I didn't even think about it that day. I was so over her within a year and a half, like all the horrible thoughts of her doing this and that, it just went away. A year and a half away, I didn't even care that she was married enough to remember that was the day. It was just I went on and did whatever I would normally do on a nice summer day. I think it was summer. I don't even remember now.
Did it bother you that she did it at a mini golf course?
No, well, not that first girlfriend, but yeah, it would, yeah. Right now you don't have to make a decision to be in a fraternity or not, because you don't have to be in a fraternity to have a good and fun, successful college career. It's not for everybody. It might not be for you now, and if it's for you later, you can do it later. There are no rules that you have to be in a fraternity now. You don't have to decide yes or no. There are non-Greek fraternities possibly on your campus. You can always start your own. You can start your own group of friends who like to ride motorcycles. Your own group of friends that like to go fishing on the lake behind campus. Whatever might be going on. You're gonna meet new girls, no matter, even if you don't want to. You're gonna be surrounded by them. You're at college. You can't avoid it. Just make sure you join social clubs. Make sure you join sports clubs, the sports you're interested in. Make sure that you're participating in things. Go to movie nights. Go to when a comedian shows up on campus. Do those things. Be there. Even if you have nobody to go with, just go and be social. People will see you and know who you are. Whoa.
My favorite thing was the rule of yes. I invented the rule of yes one. It was after a very filthy breakup. Jesus, did you have to make me large during this conversation? But I was like so in a hole. I mean, I've talked about this on the show before. Like I punched walls and stuff like that. I acted like
we've all punched a wall.
Yelled at myself in the mirror. The typical, I was really, really in a bad place, and it was because something along the same lines. But this was like more. She just could not stop cheating on me. So with that said, I was just such in a hole. Wasn't talking to my friends for several weeks. Obviously, they noticed. I just finally got out of my funk to the point enough where I said, if somebody asks you to go somewhere or do something fun, here, I'm going to move over here. Is that better? If somebody asks to do something fun, I'm going to say yes no matter what. And I went on adventures, like a lot of crazy crap like that. I'd say the next 2 summers, it was just constantly, it became my thing, the rule of yes, and pretty much said yes to a lot of crazy crap. And it was a lot of fun, but I met a lot of fun people. Could use the word fun a lot, but yeah, it was, yeah.
No, that's all, like I remember doing similar things. Like, well, I'm going to check that out. I never went to this type of event. Move your camera over a little bit. You're like half faced.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta expand it when I get back next time.
No, yeah. It's a science.
Ended up in New Orleans for a 2-day music festival. It was great. Going to show. Ended up at a beach. What was that beach called? Pawleys Island. It was like with people I didn't even know. I knew one guy. He was he played drums for like this little thing that I was doing, and it was just like 10 people were at this place. Got sunburnt the first day.
We have a call. Hey, Hawks, we're going to take this call. We might not see you or respond quickly. Hey, caller. We got to add the caller to the chat.
Yes, we do.
Hi. So Zaz sent me a message on Reddit. This is use grapefruit from Reddit.
Hey, he's Grapefruit. Zaz is a producer. I don't know if you're watching us right now. He's in the
how's it
upper
going?
left corner. I did not read the message, and I like to do that so I give you an honest reaction. Can you tell me what's going on and what you would like to? What's going on with you tonight?
Yeah, so yesterday was my girlfriend's birthday, and so I took the day off from work.
Okay.
She took a day off from work. I got us tickets to Universal Studios, non-refundable. So so in the morning we woke up and she insisted. Oh, she likes cards. She likes that I write her cards. So in the morning she insisted I write her a card. So I go to my drawer, have a bunch of cards stashed up there, picked one out for her birthday, went to the other room, wrote it. Then I gave it to her.
Okay.
And the
Well, what did you
reaction
put
I
in
got was that
it's just what was in the card, like if that matters to the story.
it was just kind of like it was a little generic. Like I I said stuff like let's make more memories, let's have fun, let's go out and do stuff, and then I ended it with I'll always love you forever. That part
Okay.
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Sounds-
I gave her the card and she did not like it. She said it was generic. She said I could have written that card to anyone, but I told her that I wouldn't say I would love someone forever. I will only say that to her.
That's fair.
And then it yeah. And then it just she was just really unhappy about the card. And yeah, and then it escalated. She asked me to leave. We ended up not going to Universal Studios. We did not go to dinner afterwards. And then she ended up kicking me out. And she just kept berating me, and she kept asking me, like, why are you still here? Why are you still here? And
Wow, dude.
so
Sorry,
I
man.
I ended up just leaving for the day. And it's kind of a stupid game that she plays with me. Like, she would ask me to leave, and then when I do leave, she'll try to stop me and be like, "Oh, why is it so easy for you to leave?" It's just a stupid game that we play. It's kind of all the time.
How long have you guys been together?
About a year and a half.
And
We do
she's
live
always
together.
done this, or is this just like recently?
At least once a month, and if there's like anniversaries or birthdays, and yeah, those days are rough for her. I probably should disclose that she does suffer from some mental illness. She
Okay.
suffers from anxiety. She gets panic attacks at night. She suffers from depression. She does take she was taking like prescription drugs for it from her psychiatrist, but she hasn't been on those meds for about a year now.
Is that her decision, or is that the doctor no longer wanted her to have them, or insurance, or like is she not taking them to not take them, or she cannot take them?
Well, it gets a little deeper. So we decided to not take the pills because we're doing IVF. It's in vitro fertilization.
Yeah,
So we're trying to have a kid. So decided to wean off the drugs. Yeah, and here we are.
So, that's without the history of without the background of mental disease and some of the issues she has going on there, and assuming she has a prescription for these and she's seen a professional.
Yeah.
So she has a psychiatrist in her life. Did she
She did. She stopped
consult
seeing
with that
him.
person? before going off the
I don't
meds. Like,
even
hey, I want to
know
get
who that-
pregnant.
Yeah.
Just
I
want to
would-
also say that the hormones that the drugs that you take when you're doing IVF, it sends the body through a roller coaster as well. So just be cognizant of that
does.
too.
It does.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
congratulations on trying. It's not a fun. The end point is fun if you get there, but it's you guys are in a
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the IVF, we do have we did 3 rounds of IVF, and we did
wow.
have
Yeah.
we do have one egg that passed through genetic screening, and then we have about 10 that are untested.
okay.
So yeah, that's where
So
we're
you guys
at.
are serious.
And
Yeah,
the
you guys are
next
in. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
So
Well, she is
here's
43 as of yesterday. So
Okay.
kind of this might be her last chance at having
Oh,
her
man.
own biological child.
Well, good luck to you. Yeah, that's like I said, it's you guys are in a roller coaster. So
yeah.
could be-
So
Yeah.
that's also so her hormones are all over the place. She stepped off meds. She's taking other meds. She's hormonally altered at this point. Her body's going through a lot of stuff.
Yes, that's why I don't.
My
I don't
advice
do all this.
is to loop in the psychiatrist and psychologist
yeah,
who she's originally dealing with. They can give you insight, her and you both, insight into what to expect, how to deal with it, and hopefully some rules that she can make on how to avoid. Like, I could say she's overreacting and she's being all these things, but she's probably unable to control it herself. And it might be some of the last things she wants to do, but she wants to get a reaction out of you for whatever reason. She wants attention on you instead of what she's feeling. Whatever the base causes are, this isn't going to stop. But if you have ideas on what to expect and you're working with a professional on, hey, we still want to do the IVF, we still want to have the baby, we can't get on the meds, what else can we do? What other exercises are there? Can we get into meditation, or what can we do to alleviate some of the stronger reactions she's going through? I would absolutely run back to those people.
Yeah,
If they can't help you directly, see if you can find other resources that are available now, like some
Yeah.
online psychologist.
right
It might
now-
cost you a
right
little
now
more,
we're
but
doing,
good.
yeah, right now we're doing couples therapy. It's helped a little. It's kind of expensive, like $500 a month.
Wow.
I'm a little, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little tired of paying for it.
I did-
I'd say.
Are you-
But I
did-
haven't seen.
You gave a
um,
verbal clue. Are you in Florida?
no,
For some
no,
reason,
no,
I'm thinking
in
you're in Florida.
California.
Okay, sorry. For some reason, I thought you were in Florida, because we have a relationship counselor in Florida that I know is very compassionate and more than likely able to help a little bit, but on the counseling thing. But I don't think she's licensed there. So I was, and it's not a reference thing. We get nothing out of referring her. It's just we've worked with her, and sorry about that.
Gotcha, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can. I don't know California and your area specifically if it gets any cheaper, to be honest with you, but you can find other resources. And also, one thing I would check out is you're on Reddit, obviously. Look for groups,
Yeah.
pregnancy groups, and even some groups for anxiety and whatever, and see if you can find people who have went through what you've gone through. Again, I think learning what to expect, and then hopefully setting up soft landings. So whenever you have this problem with her, she wants the attention, she wants you to leave, but she wants you to stay. What are some strategies other people have done or a psychiatrist can give you to deal with that particular situation? It's probably going to happen again. Her telling you to leave and not really wanting you. It might not be about a card. It could be about anything. I feel
Yeah,
for you. You're,
I
you're
really
going
think that
through
it's
a
hard.
lot. Sorry, what was the last part?
Yeah, and can I tell you another
Yeah.
thing that I'm thinking about?
Yeah. Tell me anything.
Like all the conditions I listed, like the anxiety, the depression, the nightly panic attacks. Google suggests that these conditions could be passed down to the child.
Sure.
And
But
I don't know if it's. I just don't know if she's going to be the right partner in this.
that's something you absolutely do need to think about and bring up possibly with your own counselor who can give you the better answer, because I can give you a quick answer here and it's not going to mean much because I don't know you well enough your situation. If you sat down with a professional for a couple hours and explained, what she's going through and what your worries are, they can give you a much better answer than I can. But the one thing I do want to remind you is people who don't have a history of depression often also have parents that have no history of depression. And the other thing is, you being with this woman, you're learning lessons on how to deal with depression, recognize it, and work with people. And if you're there with those children and you catch something like that early, you are going to be in a great place to help them too. And hopefully she's back on her meds and she's more stable and she can see what's going on. Because the sooner you help with issues like that, the easier, well, not easier there to heal, but to deal with and build a framework of help around. Zaz, you look like you want to say something.
She would go back on the meds. So I suggested that she would go back on the meds and continue seeing the psychiatrist. But I don't think she wants to. How do I deal with that?
That all has to be run through the doctor. I mean, it's when you're in an IVF treatment, you are taking so many medications and you're on a very strict schedule and diet. Everything that you do down to how much you sleep has to be measured accordingly. Everything's data at that point. I hate to get so black and white about it, but like IVF is very expensive and it's so new. And it's just everything has to be calculated. So, making any drastic moves could just be a domino effect that could ruin the entire process, which could put emotionally not only tax her more, but the entire relationship more. This is not an easy process, guys. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the IVF piece, but it's such a challenge to go into because you have to talk about it. You have to be okay and comfortable and confident enough to go into it with your friends and family and be open about it. And then financially, fiscally, it's insane, the amount of money for it. And then there's only like a 30% chance it's going to work too, depending on what the process is. It could be anything with the, there's just so many factors into this. So let's focus on the one thing we're talking about, because I could go on tangent for a half hour. And somebody in this conversation has ADHD. No,
I'm glad you're here and in the conversation because, you have direct help here on this subject. So
can you guys still hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
You're fine.
Okay. Sorry. My microphone made a noise.
I hear you.
Well, long story short is when the medication, before, obviously there's going to be a conversation that you and your partner are going to have, right? I mean, this, no matter what you get out of this, what we're talking about right now, you guys are going to have a conversation. And if medication comes into that, the very first thing you should do is talk to your doctor. Because there is going to be a litany of medications, and not just medications, but also you're taking like vitamins as well. So, I mean, it's just that this could impact those pieces. So have that conversation with them first, and then kind of outline what you're going through. Be sensitive, understand where you guys are at, build a plan, enact the plan. And then I love what Hammer said about developing a soft landing and making sure you guys are continuing to work on that because, this is a process and it's not a short process. This is a very long process and a lot of emotions go through it. And, the outcome, not a definite. And I love ones and zeros, and this is not ones and zeros. So
the other thing that I did want to just light on a little bit is feel free to talk to the IVF doctor about what's going on and get them on board with getting her back to therapy, even if she doesn't go back on the meds. Because again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you which way to go with that. But get another doctor that she is working with and listening to recommend that she do this, or at least talk to him about, I think she needs to, and she's not wanting to. What do you say? He's going to say she should absolutely go to the psychiatrist, so try to get that person on board as well. So you have not just your voice, but other voices, and hopefully a voice that, she's been listening to and respecting for this whole process will also weigh in on her a little bit on saying, okay, that makes sense. I should go and talk to my psychiatrist more or psychologist more.
What if she refuses to see a psychiatrist? What do I do then?
I can't, right now you're going through a process. If you know when the IVF process is over, whether it works or not, it's really a tough call.
It's not fun for every people.
Yeah. If she's not willing to seek help at some point when you think she should be seeking help, you do have to make the call because you can't be expected to live like this forever. If she's not trying to improve this mental health as things getting it back together, you have to make that call. Like, is she ever going to change? And if you believe she's not, and you don't want this life, then you have to, you have to at some point protect yourself. And it sucks.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you in 2 months, if she's not doing this, leave her. You still have to make that call of when is too much and when you've had enough.
Yeah.
Because you're not in a quick relationship. This isn't a girl you met last month and she's acting weird. This is a long-term thing that you're planning on, hopefully, involving children. You're adults. It's not just as simple as, well, break up, find somebody new. So I get that. But you still do have to make the call.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
If you could cough directly into the microphone, Nathaniel, that'd be great.
Try my best.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Hey guys, check
Anytime.
in with us.
Anytime,
Feel
yeah.
free. I do want to, if you want to call back next week or the week after or a year from now, please let us know how it's going. This for me isn't just a call-in show. I do want to know what happens to people. I do really honestly care that you take care of yourself and her, and hopefully she wants the help as well.
There's a litany of social media groups out there. I mean, the support for this situation is out there. I'm just gonna rattle off some generic and just say Facebook. I mean, IVF moms, they help out each other and support each other through when they're going through the stress that they don't want to talk to you about. I mean, sometimes it's true, your partner doesn't want to talk to you about stuff. They're like, I get it, you're gonna solve my world's problems, and then they just run off. It's fantastic. So I would say try that as well. Is that way. If she doesn't want to directly talk to a professional about certain things, maybe, just getting another layer of support might help out as well, too.
Gotcha. Thank you, guys. But yeah, I'll keep in contact with
please do.
On Reddit.
Yeah, please.
All right, cool.
Awesome. And good luck to you, man. Good luck.
On all of it, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Have
You
a
too.
great night. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's a tough one. Like,
Yeah.
you're trying to build a future, but like to build that future, you have to take so many steps back and then wander into the unknown in a lot of ways of, how are you going to react to this and what's going to happen when this, and then we do, like what you were saying, there's so much chaos around something that you think is science, and you'll get what you want, and this works. And
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
the anxiety of it working or not. And this is my last chance. And there's so much here. But when he started talking, I originally was, I hate you for setting this call up, but I thought it was going to be a simple, and I'm like, well, she does this every month. You break up with her. She's clearly just in it for the drama, and you don't like it, so you should leave. And I'm like, oh, you guys are really in love. Oh, it's IVF. Oh, there's
there's layers.
medical
Yeah.
history. Yeah. This
Exactly.
one was, I'm glad he called. I'm glad we got to talk because my advice is no doubt different than what I would have given if it was just a couple paragraphs.
I know this is our our 25th show that we've done. And I say this like every other show, not the last three. The last three were very unique. We had guests and problems and all that fun stuff, but it's always context. And that one, I was the same way when he was bringing this up. It's like, oh, this is going to be really easy discussion, and then, you start peeling back the layers. You're like, wow, you guys are going through an event, a life-changing event that involves emotions and time and pieces. It's not just
a lot of dedication and going off meds is hard because you're not on meds anymore to realize you need to be on meds.
Yeah, it's actually Hawks too. He brought that up in chat. He was like, he was off him and he went back on and off. And it's like, I had a conversation about that, because it still comes up, like, how are meds? Should I be taking them? Should I not be taking them? And some people say they can wean themselves off them and it doesn't phase them. I'm going to tell a really drastic story. It's kind of funny, not really. In college, and somebody was like, yeah, I stopped taking my meds. And like an hour later, he stabbed me in the hand because he thought it was funny. It's just, the reason why you're on meds is the reason why you're on meds for certain reasons. And they don't all react the same. So it's doctor.
I get that feeling. I miss feeling how I used to feel because that's who you were. It's like a bad relationship. You still miss the person who treated you like crap. Getting off meds is sometimes like, oh, I wonder, I've changed. I can handle it. I've learned new lessons. And then no, you didn't. Hopefully anybody who gets off meds has a plan to get back on if stuff goes south, and they mean it. It's not like, well, we'll see what happens. They have a larger friend who jams their pills down their mouth for a week until they realize whatever their plan is to get back on if they go south.
Right.
I'm making light of it a little bit, but
right.
We
got to bring some levity to it. I mean, it's just it can't all be like. I mean, that is a very intense situation with both Hawks and our previous caller. Those are pretty intense. I mean, again, the IVF. I think this is our first IVF call too.
Yeah, and
which
thank
was
you for
actually-
jumping in on that and throwing your knowledge at it. So
the second I heard IVF, I was across the house. Like, sometimes the producer drinks way too much iced tea and he has to go to the bathroom. Let's deal with it. We're adults, okay? But I heard that, and I never run faster across the house to get to the microphone. I was like, hold up. I think I know what potentially this could be. And again, I don't know. I just know I can.
everybody's different, and
everybody's different. But what I can tell you is the IVF, medication, and along with all the supplements that you do take, and the strict schedule that you're constantly on that should change from your normal day to day, and then you add the meds into it that she's weaning herself off of. It treats your body like a pinball machine. I mean, the outcome is great if you get the success, but even that, the thinking about it, like day to day, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Is it my fault? Is it my body? Do I have a terrible? I mean, I'm scratching the surface. I'm not even the person going through it. So she would be a better person to communicate that. So
yeah, that's why I think
continues, by the way. Like you were talking about the wild swings that doing the IVF treatments could give a person, which obviously would be true. But you go through that pregnancy, which is also going to treat you crazy.
Yeah.
And then the postpartum, which is very real for most
Yep.
women.
Hey, and I do want to point out,
all going to add up.
We're really close. If not, it's already been approved. I'm not sure. A pill for postpartum depression, specifically for it, is coming out. So,
I hope it works.
yes, absolutely. That's we've all heard the horror stories, but even just not feeling good after you have a kid, like I don't feel good to have it. That's not okay. And I don't mean it's not okay to go through that. I mean it's not okay that nature does this to a woman's body. Like you just went through this, and now by the way, you're gonna hate it. Like that level of Like I hope it helps a lot of people. I really do, because it just seems like after you've done all this, now your chemicals in your brain are gonna try to make it bad again. Like stop it.
It really does seem like productive. I don't know what the word I'm trying to use. I'm tired. But yeah, it's like, how did we survive as a race this long? Our bodies are fighting us every inch of the way.
It's the one theory I have. Well, it's related to. It's not the same thing that humans didn't evolve on Earth. The sun can kill us. If we're not exactly in this very small narrow of temperature, we die. Yeah. Like we have to wear coats or just swim in water or have air conditioning. Like everything about Earth is trying to kill us. Everything causes cancer. More than half of everything that we could stuff in our mouths will kill us. We're addicted to other things, and there's just all these things. Like this isn't where we grew up, is it? It's not fair.
All right,
but
ladies
I love
and
the
gentlemen,
sun, and it'll kill me. What are you calling it? Or are you reading one?
I'm calling it. Oh, I was gonna say, did you want to call it? But
no, let's call it. We have a fair amount of watchers right now. We've had a bunch of people pop on and off. Mr. Hawks, thank you for your time and trusting us. Honestly, I'd love to hear back from you. Let me know if you have that room when you get it. Don't even wait till next week. I'm in your corner, man. Get in front of your whatever you have to do to talk to your counselor at college. You need this now. You need it by the end of the day tomorrow. You want to know where you're going to be. Put the girl on no contact. Try it for a week for now and see how you feel. Know that you're going to get better. You absolutely will. I'm glad you're back on the meds again. They will help get you there faster as you get leveled out, and just keep pushing forward. Within a short amount of time, by the end of the year, you're going to be going on dates. I know you can't envision that right now. You're going to be going out. You will. The faster you want to move on, the faster you will. So don't hold yourself back too much. Don't make any silly promises that you don't want to keep later. This is not the time to make huge decisions about anything. Just go through, let the emotions, like I said, look up the stages of mourning. It will help you throughout the rest of your life knowing what they are. They don't occur in order. Some of them even get skipped. It's always different for different people in every different situation. But read up on it. It's just a little bit of education on what you can expect. And again, build that soft landing. There will be a point when I'm willing to, whatever you're willing to do, and you'll realize why you're thinking that way. So, and going through it the first time, which you are, is the roughest, because you really have no idea what to expect and how hard it's going to hit you. I've woken up at 3 a.m. and dialed the phone 10 times to get a hold of her. And, oh my God, you're home. I thought I had a dream you got killed, just so I could hear her voice in the story of like the dream was all crap. I just wanted to hear her voice because it would make me sleep better. We all do it. We all know it. Josh nodded his head at that one. So you're going to get better. I promise you, buddy. And thank you again for trusting us with your time. And I hope I helped. They do want to hear how things are going from you in the future, please.
Please.
Any other closing remarks, gentlemen?
I miss you all.
Can we close with the opening of the Nathaniel Losing Virginity? Thank you, Mr. Alex. For real, I sincerely hope you do better quicker. Ooh, that's my new closing line. We get to watch a video on we'll work our way out of just the beginning after the map. You gotta watch it. It's beautiful. You can edit out the beginning. Who cares? So it's recording now. Recording has started. Don't say fuck, twat, titty, boobs, fart, or anything like that.
You got it.
Over the course of a warm, late summer week in the 1980s, on a sleepy little island off the coast of Virginia, something truly magical happened to Nathaniel, the relationship smith himself. Join us for this special report.
Yeah, I am got a special report here on location.